Organized. Thank you all for joining us. I'd like to say thanks always to the early birds. We really, really appreciate it that you guys were all patiently waiting for us. So,
Thank
so
you guys for
we,
joining.
yeah. So it's just about time to start. I know our spoiled agents carve out some time to join us from time to time. We'll get started. My name is Susan Koyman from Spoiled Agent. Hello, spoiled agents across Canada. We're so happy to meet with you again, and really great friends of ours here from Pure Grenada, the spice of the Caribbean. Our friend Samantha Thomas also works directly with our friend Sekou here in Canada. Hello, Sam. How are you?
Hello, Susan. Welcome, everyone. Greetings from Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, the spice of the Caribbean, home of the world's first underwater sculpture park, not just one, but two. And also greetings from the wreck dive capital of the Caribbean. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you all here today.
Oh, thank you. And you guys, yourself and Sekou, you guys always bring fantastic guests. And I know you have a very special one here today. Do you want to let us know who you have with you?
Hi, yes, good morning. I would allow my guest to introduce herself. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Julie, and I'm one of the owner of a dive center here on the island of Grenada, and I'm the president of the Grenada Diving Association. So I'm here to represent the diving world of Grenada because Grenada is a fantastic diving destination.
Amazing.
Thank you,
Wonderful.
Julie.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we have our spoiled agents on. We're going to get started. Thank you all so much. I know Samantha and Sekou have been super, super generous today. And you guys have offered what for a lucky spoiled agent, Samantha?
For one of our lucky winners today, you guys will be getting a $100 gift card. Compliments the Grenada Tourism Authority. So stay tuned.
Oh, wow. I love it. Look at all the money flying. Perfect. So in order to qualify, you guys have to stay onto the question period, but you don't necessarily have to ask a question. I'd like to say hello to our Facebook friends over here because that's where that screen is for me. Facebook friends, I see you all. Thank you for joining us. Please make sure only for Facebook, please add your email in the comments so we know you're here. Zoom, we've got you covered because you registered. Good morning, Jenny, Angie, Cara, Guy, just to name a few on Facebook. And hello to our YouTube and LinkedIn friends as well. So, ladies, I'm going to leave it to it. This session is being recorded. It's going to be on Samantha and Sekou's page later today on spoiledagent.com. You click on tourist boards and you're going to see our friends from Pure Grenada. So over to you. I'll meet you at the end. If anyone has questions for the team, please add them only to the Q&A. We're going to keep the chat for the definitely today, the oohs and the ahs. And we'll take the questions at the very end. So thanks a lot, ladies. Over to you.
Thanks again, Susan. So, guys, as I jump right into the presentation, I will give you a quick visual of the Grenada of destination Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. You may not hear the audio, but what we're showing you is a preview of our Caranage, our lush tropical rainforest, our Bona Monkey, our waterfalls, world famous Grand Beach, our people, the culture, some of the amazing dive sites, including the world's first underwater sculpture park. But no better way to experience this yourself than to visit us, right? So, how, for starters, how do we get to Grenada? Out of Canada, we have two weekly flights, Sundays and Wednesdays on Air Canada. And during the winter, we'll be adding an additional flight in December. On WestJet, we also have a seasonal flight that's also starting in December 2026 that runs to April 2027. We are three islands, one unique destination. What that means is that we are a destination within a destination. So we are a geotourism destination, tourism that sustains or enhances the distinctive geographical character of the place, its environment, the heritage, the aesthetic, as you've just seen in the video, the culture and well-being of the residents of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. We have a mixture of white sandy beaches and black sand beaches. We have an array of refreshing waterfalls, crater lakes, and sulfur spring. We have a mixture of lush tropical rainforest with a mix of exotic flora and fauna. We have the world's first underwater sculpture park. We have healthy reefs and great for wreck dives. We're a pretty safe destination, very community focused and very culturally inclined. We have bountiful vegetation. We're the highest graded for our organic spices and our dark chocolate, particularly our nutmeg. The nutmeg is actually on our flag. We are one of the world's top producers of nutmeg in the world. Some quick facts about Grenada. We're safely located just outside the hurricane belt. We're the southernmost Windward Islands, located 160 kilometers north of Venezuela and southwest of Barbados. We're a small destination, only 133 square miles. We have a population of approximately 110 to 113,000. Our official language is English, and we currently use the Eastern Caribbean dollar. If you are to work out the math, it is $2.67 EC to $1. Our sister isle Carriacou is located 23 miles north of Grenada, is known as Isle of Reefs because it is a spectacular location for diving and snorkeling. We have Carriacou has rich West African culture and is famously known for the big drum dancing and boat building culture. Because of the boat building culture and the type of boats that they built, which is called a Carriacou sloop, and also the Shakespeare mast, the only where in the world you can find these two things is in Carriacou. And as such, it is a UNESCO inscribed intangible cultural heritage. So the only place in the world you can find the Shakespeare mast, which is at the bottom right of the screen, and the boat at the top, which is known as a Carriacou sloop, is in Carriacou. We have appeared in Pirates of the Caribbean. We have pristine beaches and is known for the oyster bed mangrove. Carriacou is accessible via plane. It's a 20-minute plane ride, and we have daily ferry service, which is an hour and a half from mainland Grenada. And the smallest of the three islands is Petite Martinique. It is only 586 acres with a population of 1,000 residents. It's located 25 miles northeast of Grenada. It's a very close-knit community with deep respect for ancestry and cultural heritage. They have a very rich boat building community and fishing culture. Because of its size, there's no airports. The only way in and out of the island is via boat. And it has one of the highest per capita GDP in the Eastern Caribbean for fishing based on its size. Almost everyone on Carriacou, on PT Martinique, owns a boat. We are a twin dive destination. We have over 50 sites and 20 wrecks. Grenada is particularly known for its wreck diving. The largest wreck dive in the Caribbean is the Bianca Sea. Our short trip excursions off the shore can take about 10 to 20 minutes. So you don't have to be on a boat for 2 hours just to get to your dive location. We have the world's first underwater sculpture park with over 100 individual sculptures. Shallow water for wreck dives, and we have year-round warm waters. Our newest sculpture park is located in Carriacou, one of our sister isle. It is themed A World Adrift, and this is paying homage to Carriacou's boat building culture And as you can see, the students in these boats were modeled after actual students on island. This young man is actually diving at one of the sculptures that was designed after him. Pure nature. We're also a tropical paradise. 1/9 of our land mass is preserved as parks. We have a plethora of cascading waterfalls, natural sulfur, and boiling springs. We have volcanic crater lakes and bird conservatories. We're home to 7 of the gardens listed in the UK book 100 Best Gardens. And might I add right here, we have recently just earned our 19th gold medal at Chelsea Flower Show in the UK and our 9 consecutive goals. So we have amazing gardens. And as such, we are now having a Grenada Flower and Garden Festival. We'll get more into that as we go on to the presentation. Sailing and yachting. We are known as the gateway to the Grenadines. We are a premier yachting destination. We have a wealth of sheltered anchorages, year-round good weather. We have super marina capabilities of housing yachts of up to 90 meters. You can get a crude yacht, a bareboat rentals if you so desire. Our calendar is packed with regattas, annual sailing festivals, workboat regattas. We do have regattas on all of our islands, Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. Just last weekend, PT Martinique would have wrapped up their Whitsuntide Regatta weekend. Romance, love blossoms here. Grenada is naturally a romantic destination. Quiet, peaceful location with fantastic views and secluded beaches. We're a perfect destination for weddings or your honeymoons. We have recently revised our legislation to facilitate a 24-hour marriage license as opposed to 72 hours. So you can literally fly into Grenada on the weekend, get married, and head back home. A couple can experience a non-traditional, unique wedding ceremonies in Grenada. We have actually had Grenada an underwater wedding because our underwater sculpture park also has an underwater chapel. If you have anyone that's very outgoing and would like to try that type of experience, we can cater to that as well. Soft adventure, pure excitement. We're a perfect destination for nature lovers and adventure seekers. We have a wide network of nature trails, which is great for hiking. You can go down the Baltazar River via river tubing. You can kayak through bays and protective mangrove. You can snorkel the world's first underwater sculpture park. You can go ATV and Jeep tours. Our festivals. One of our most popular festivals on island is our Spice Mass Festival, which is our carnival. And what makes Grenada's carnival unique and stand out from the other Caribbean carnivals is that we focus heavily on the traditional mass aspect of it. So we're known for the jab jab. We're known for our short knee, our Veco, our wild Indian. And if you don't believe me, you can do a quick search and look up traditional mass in Grenada and you can see it's quite a spectacle. Carnival this year is August 10th and 11th, but the festivities start from August 1st all the way up to the 11th. New festivals this year. This year we had our first ever lobster and lambi festival on our sister isle of Carriacou, because Carriacou is also known as for the fresh array of seafood. For the second time, is going to happen in 2027. We're now going to have the Carriacou Lobster, Lambi, and Seafood Festival. We're also having our Grenada Flower and Garden Festival, which is catered for the 8th to the 15th of November as a result of, our accolades from the Chelsea Flower Show. So you can now visit Grenada and see where all the beautiful flowers from the Chelsea Flower Show, where they come from. You can do a garden tour. You can meet the farmer. It's perfect for a girls trip if you want to learn how to do your own floral arrangements, or if you're a wedding or event planner. I think this is a perfect event for that type of trip. Some of our festival and events in our sister isle, Carriacou has the annual Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival, which happens at the end of April every year. It's a 3 day of music, food, and dance, and mingling with the local kayaks, as we call them, and immersing yourself in the culture. Our Grenada Chocolate Festival. Today is the May 27th. Today is the final day of the Grenada Chocolate Festival. The festival ran from May 22nd to 27th. We have a full week of activities that includes every aspect of chocolate. It's chocolate and yoga, chocolate and skincare, chocolate and wellness, chocolate themed dinners, every aspect of the chocolate that you can think of, you can find it at the Grenada Chocolate Festival. And that's the real organic Grenada chocolate. It's not the candy that you find in the store. Also, our Dive and Conservation Festival is happening at the end of October into November of this year, and it's a chance for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martin to show off their exquisite dive sites. It's a long week-long festival that include a lot of dives, of course, but also some conservation aspect as well. My friend Julie will go into more of that when she gets into her presentation. If you guys are interested in following us, or you need some travel inspiration, please follow our Pure Grenada pages on all social media platforms. Also, if you're entering Grenada, we're now gone live with our online ED card at edcard.gov.gd, so you can fill out your immigration forms up to 72 hours before arriving into Grenada. We also have our Grenada Specialist Program. You can visit expert.puregrenada.com. You can take the steps to increase your sales by empowering yourself with more knowledge on the destination. So you take the short e-learning course, you become certified as a Grenada travel expert. You have the opportunities to log your bookings onto the platform. And the winner on this platform gets an entire week free for two in Grenada once you log the most room nights on this platform. So I think this is an amazing incentive to become a Grenada travel expert and now log your bookings onto the platform. As you can see here, I have the contact information for our Director of Sales in Canada and the USA. If you need more information, we're happy to provide you with some support. And this here is my friend and colleague, Sekou. He's our Director of Sales in Canada. Feel free to reach out to him. My email as well is sthomas@puregrenada.com. I'm also happy to connect you with any type of information. Once Sekou does his bit and you come to Grenada, we'll make sure and we take care of you. If you're a travel agent visiting Grenada and you want to put aside a few hours, half a day or a full day, what we do as the Grenada Tourism Authority is like we put on experiences like a tour or a dining experience, or schedule some resort site inspections completely on us, because you need to first experience the destination if you are to sell it. So that is the type of empowerment we encourage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of my presentation, and I want to thank you all. And I will now introduce my colleague, Julie, who will now load her presentation and tell you all about diving in Grenada. Thank you all
so much.
so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Samantha. So just give me 1 second so I can share my screen so you can see my presentation. 1 second, bear with me. Here we go. All right, so hello everyone. I'm Julie. As I said before, I'm the president of the Grenada Scuba Diving Association, and I'm here to just show you how Grenada can be an amazing diving destination for your customers. I need to. All right. Okay. So just to let you know a bit about the presentation I'm going to do, I'm just going to present what diving is in Grenada and in Carriacou. And then I'm just going
Tell the
to
notes. It's not in full mode, just so you know.
just
No worries. Slideshow. There you go. Perfect.
So,
And we can still see the bottom of, yeah, if you want to close that. And
all right. So,
hide the
thank
app.
you. All good?
And just one
So,
more
yeah,
hide the Zoom app. Stop sharing.
sorry.
There's a hide. It says hide on the app. Zoom is sharing a screen. Just hit hide.
All
One more.
right.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to show you and present you what Grenada has to and Carriacou has to offer. Please bear in mind when I'm going to say Grenada is going to include all the islands. It's not just to focus on something, because we do have different dive shops all along the islands of Grenada. So first of all, yeah, diving in Grenada and Carriacou is an amazing experience because we have an amazing diversity of landscape and dive sites, from reef to shipwrecks, from shallow water to more deep water. So for friendly beginners to like more advanced and seasoned divers, or even technical divers, and obviously snorkelers, because not everybody in a family or in a couple coming to Grenada is a diver, but there's still something for the non-diver people. Snorkeling is a part of this. So yeah, we have around 30 dive sites combined between in Grenada, plus around like 20 more around in Carriacou. Why Grenada should be dive destination? Because the water temperature is between 27 Celsius and 29 degrees all year long. So it makes it very comfortable for a warm water diving. It's two types of seas. We can dive on the Caribbean side, so the west coast of Grenada or Carriacou, and on the Atlantic side as well. It's nice. It can be nice, very chill dives, but during full and new moon, we can have like nice currents that allows us to have nice drift diving. As Samantha previously said, we're known as the wreck diving capital of the Caribbean. We do have lots of wreck diving. However, just to let you know, it's more for advanced divers than beginner divers. We do have shallow wrecks but we don't have as much as for advanced diver than we. So yeah, they're more deep diving and deep wreck than for just like open water divers, like very first level of divers. Most sites, like reef sites, the landscape is absolutely lush and vibrant in Grenada, and they're good for every level. So it goes shallow. I'm not going to talk about the sculpture park yet. I will go on that later on. But most of the reefs that we have are between 9 meters and 20 meters down, and the wrecks can go to 30, 40, even 50 meters down. So as I said, it's beautiful reefs for every level of divers. It's beginner friendly. We do have lots of family coming. Just like right now, I'm just looking for my dive center at the moment. We have a family with like a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old and an 8-year-old just done their first diving this morning. So just to tell you that it is for every type of level of divers. And so it's perfect for courses, obviously. So a few facts about diving in Grenada. It can only be done with licensed dive centers. So most of the Grenada Scuba Diving Association dive centers. And then you have, for example, Sandals that have their own private dive centers for only their guests. But all the dive centers in Grenada are part of the GSDA. So yeah, people cannot go diving on their own. So if you have people who want to charter a sailing boat and say, oh yeah, I will go diving by myself in Grenada, you just tell them they can't, because it's a matter of safety and preservation, conservation as well, because you don't want to drop anchors wherever you want. There's rules, and so you can't do this without a licensed dive center. We have at the moment, two marine parks on Grenada and one on Carriacou. So the two on Grenada are the Molinière Beauséjour one, where the sculpture park is, and then the Grantons area, which is from St. George's on the west to the south point of Grenada, next to the airport. Yeah, in the MPA, the MPAs are here for conservation, so it's forbidden to anchor, to fish, and to scuba dive on your own. However, it is allowed to snorkel, so if people want to go on their own, they can. All right, wreck diving. So yeah, many Caribbean islands have wreck diving, but they only have like one signature wreck. So we have dozens on between Grenada and Carriacou. So that makes, for seasoned divers, a really nice destination for diving. As I said previously, it's kind of deep diving, but it's a nice combination because they can go very deep at the first dive and then go to a very nice lush and shallow reef on the second dive. So it's not too hard on the body. Most of our shipwrecks comes from accident, but now in the past years, Pure Grenada with the Grenada Scuba Diving Association partnered to sunk on purpose, like abandoned ships, to make artificial reefs. So this is why it's quite nice. And those those wrecks are pure artificial reef, and some of them have been there for decades, and so life grows on it. So first of all, corals that attracts marine life, and this is really nice to see. Vibrant colors. We have schools of barracudas or turtles going around, so it is attracting life. So a support for life. Yeah, so between Carriacou has the twin tugs, very famous, and then Grenada has the most, the island of Grenada has the most wrecks. The Biancassi is the most famous. I'm just going to go rapidly right now, but I'm just going to describe them a little bit later, just so you have an idea, but I don't want to just like throw you under the bus with all these wrecks, but so you just have an idea of what, if some divers are interested in coming to you, you have an idea. And obviously, if you need more details, you're more than welcome to contact any of the dive centers on the island. Yeah, please note that most of these wrecks are only accessible to advanced open water diver due to their depth. I'm very emphasizing on this because sometimes in the Caribbean, they say, oh yeah, I'm only open water diver, which means you're only allowed to dive to 18 meters, 60 feet. And they say to you, oh yeah, I've been to this wreck before, or this depth, and which is way past their limits. Here in Grenada, this is why the Grenada Scuba Diving Association exists. We are very safe on our standards and we follow the limits. So if someone doesn't have the proper certification, they won't be allowed on these wrecks. Safety first, again and again. I'm not even talking about like what happened in the Maldives, if you heard it. So it's just like, yeah, if you follow the safe protocols, everything is going to be fine in diving. Yeah, so the Biancassi, called the Titanic of the Caribbean, is one of our famous, the most famous wreck on the island. It sunk in 1961, just next to St. George's. It happened that fire started in the engine room and then completely exploded. And it's very famous because what happened is at the time, obviously, EMS, Coast Guards were not something really on the island. And so all crew and passengers have been saved by Grenadian fishermen that just put their boat in the water to save everyone. And then they towed the boat and it sunk next to, not far away from the point or the southern point of the island, next to the airport. It is a very, very deep dive, and it's most likely for advanced open water diver, for advanced divers with a technical diving on the side as well. It can't be reached by any, like, everyone. This is why, like, a lot of people just come to us and like, I want to dive Biancassy, but there's a lot of other wreck diving that are very accessible for anyone and are even more beautiful in the term of, like, they're not crumbling apart, because Bianca is almost 70 years or 65 years old. And so she's getting old and she's crumbling apart. So you need to just, like, keep in mind that, and she's deep and dark and it can be a bit, like, spooky, but like Veronica is just outside of St. George's and it's full of life, and because it's very shallow, it's like bright and vibrant with colors, and it's an easy dive for every level. You can't snorkel it. You can't snorkel any wrecks on the island. They're too deep for snorkeling and a bit too exposed. But for an open water diver, it's the perfect first wreck diving in Grenada. We have Tyrrell Bay that was sunk on purpose. It was a former Coast Guard ship that was just been decommissioned and was just rotting a little bit. So Pure Grenada and GSDA partnered to fully clean it, to depolluting it, and then sunk it. Just 10 minutes out of the port of St. George's, and very, very nice dive with full of life, and just next to a beautiful reef called Boss Reef, where you can just end your dive nice and shallow. Anina is another, it's another sunk on purpose wreck that have been given to the GTA, and with the Pure Grenada, GSDA, and the Grenada, the GHTA, everybody raised funds depolluting it, and then in March 2018 it sunk and just fell on its side by 30 meters down, and it attracts lots of life. We have beautiful angelfish around this wreck, but again, it's for advanced divers, not just first level. All right. Shechem is another one. This one has not been sunk on purpose. It's sunk because he was coming back from Trinidad with big bags of cement, got caught in a storm. All the bags were poorly stored, and they just, like, start shifting on one side of the boat, waves coming in. The bilge pump has been completely blocked with the cement and the water, and then it sunk where it's staying right now. But as you can see in the picture, there's lots of beautiful corals on it, and you can still see the big bags of, not concrete, it's not cement anymore, but concrete still on the open hole. So it's quite a very nice, interesting wreck diving. But yeah, as I said, Grenada is not just about wreck, it's a beautiful, beautiful reef all along the west coast of the island of Grenada and around the coast of Carriacou. There's a lot of diving, vibrant colors, full of life, and we have lots of people who are doing many of the dive shops, almost everyone is doing conservation projects in one way or the other, because we're here to share our passion, which is diving. But it's not just about showing things to people, it's about, like, to make them realize that there's a whole other world under the surface that needs to be protected. So yeah, you can see all these pictures have been obviously taken in Grenada. So we have beautiful, vibrant corals, we have sea fans, we have eagle rays, we have wrecks, we have very lush reef. I want to emphasize on this because obviously I'm working here. I have a dive shop here. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but as an experienced diver who has been traveling a lot and diving a little bit everywhere around the world, I can tell you that Grenada has an amazing preserved reef, especially around the Caribbean. We know about, like, the disease, the bleaching, due either by a bacteria or by raising temperature. We are quite lucky here in Grenada. We still have vibrant, lush reef. So this is very good to know. On Grenada, the most famous reefs are Purple Rain and Flamingo Bay, Dragon Bay, Shark Reef, and as I said previously, shallow reef that can go a little bit deeper, but that allows you to stay longer. The shallower you are, the longer you can stay under the water. So, and on Carriacou, you have the Sister Rocks that are one of the amazing dives. I've been very lucky to dive them hurricane and after the hurricane, and even after the hurricane that caught us like 2 years ago, it's still nice and very vibrant. And then on the Atlantic side of Carriacou, you have Layer Cake, where you just have nice drift, but drift brings bigger fish. So we can see like Caribbean fish, nurse sharks, Caribbean sharks as well. So it's very vibrant, very diverse. Here in Grenada on the coast, you can go from a bay to another, and you're not going to see the same reef. It's a totally different scenery. So this is why it's really nice. As I said before, sustainability and coral transplantation are efforts that are ongoing all around the island. Every dive center has a project about conservation, whether it just goes from basics of good practice under the water and on top of the water, saying like no plastic bottles on the boat, no individual wrap peppers for like snacks or anything. People who are doing artificial reef, people who are doing who are welcoming students from marine biology. It's like as well going through teaching local fishermen, because a lot of fishermen are going diving. It's allowed here in Grenada to have a spear gun and a tank, to go spearfishing with a tank, but they have no idea whatsoever about the dangerosity of diving. So all the dive centers on the island have been supported by PADI, which is the diving organization we all belong to, except one dive center. They gave us learning materials for free for us to teach local fishermen or youngsters that the basics of diving, so they can dive. Even if they go on their own, they will dive at least safely, as safe as possible, so we don't lose anyone. So we have two underwater sculpture park between Grenada and Carriacou. So Carriacou, as Samantha said earlier, has been put in the water in November 2024, around 30 sculpture on the theme of climate change. And the sculptures have been cast on pupils from Carriacou schools. And then, as Sam said, the first ever underwater sculpture park has been installed in 2006. The little story behind it, which is quite nice, is in 2004, Grenada has been hit by Hurricane Ivan, and the island has been wiped out. And the bay where the sculpture park now is has been completely destroyed, and the reef was gone. So in an effort of rebuilding the reef, there was this British artist called Jason de Taylor, who's done all the sculpture park around the world, actually, was living on the island, and he came with the idea of like, why not build something to help the reef regenerate? And this is when the sculptures appeared. So in 2006, 2 years after Ivan, 75 sculptures have been cast on Grenadian people living on Grenada, and they've been put under the water. And in November 2023, 27 new sculptures have been added on the theme of the carnival. And each sculptures are made of concrete, pH-neutral concrete, so it allows the reef to grow on it. And so like that, it gives a chance for any type of organism, soft coral, hard coral, to grow on them. So now, after 20 years after the first sculptures have been put under the water, we do have the a lot of growth on them, and even the newer one have lots of growth. The reef is still here. The reef has not disappeared, but in 20 years' time, it's very, very slow for a reef to regenerate, which some people don't seem to understand sometimes. Like we'll never see in our lifetime how this reef was before Ivan, but we're making an effort to help it regenerate. So the sculptures are not just like sculptures on a sandy patch. It's along the reef, and this is the perfect snorkeling spot in Grenada with Flamingo Bay, which is the bay right after Molinier, because it's very shallow. It's like maximum depth will be probably 7 meters, and it's on average 3 meters. So everybody, divers or snorkelers, can just like enjoy the sculpture park. And so you go along the reef, you have beautiful little canyons of reef, and poof, you can see a sculpture. And then, so yeah, the sculpture park is made to attract tourism, but it offers a new support for life to grow. So you can see the image on the right, where you can see all this soft coral growing on the face. This is what we want. This is like, you see the one at the bottom on the left. This is a brand new sculpture that was put in 2023 when it was just put under the water. But what we want is not to stay with this vibrant color, even though it's very, very pretty. We want it to be like the photo on the right. So the life is claiming it back. All right, just a little bit about the Grenada Scuba Diving Association, just so you know who we are, what we do, what's all of this. So we are 6 members, 4 on Grenada and 2 on Carriacou. Aquanauts, Dive Grenada, Eco Dive, and Scuba West Indies are on Grenada. Eco Dive, Dive Grenada, and are on the west side of the island, and Aquanauts and Scuba West Indies are on the south of the island. And on Carriacou, they're all on the west side of the island, Dive Carriacou and Differ Diving. Our mission is to obviously share, as I said, our passion for diving and snorkeling, but our priority is having a safe conduct on and under the water. We all protectors and defenders of the environment by teaching and practicing good behavior and teaching them. And we are co-organizer with the GTA, of the Dive Conservation Festival that's happening later this year in November. DCF is to promote the diving as a whole part of Grenada's tourism. It's to open a window on what Grenada has to offer in the diving world, with a very conservation-oriented mind, with on-land activities as well, such as bird watching, mangrove planting, all that jazz, and obviously diving. And we're all participating in education and conservation projects. So most dive centers offer a double trip in the morning, so 2 dives in the morning or 2 snorkeling sites, and 1 dive or 1 snorkeling trip in the afternoon. I'm making a general idea for you guys. Obviously, I'm just going to present very, very briefly every dive centers, because everyone has something. It's not just like, oh yeah, it's a dive center. No, every dive center has something a little bit different to offer, depending on what your customers are looking for. So on Carriacou, we have Differ Diving, which is a PADI 5-star dive center, locating in Hillsborough. They do, if you have people who are chartering on sailing boat, they do pick up and drop off free of charge for the cruisers. So they just like call them the day before, it's like, oh yeah, we want to come diving that day or that day. And then they just come and pick them up on their boat. The dive sites are within a 10-15 minutes range, so it's very easy to access. And they do have some sort of conservation project with Caribbean Reef Buddy. Yeah, so they open every day. Now we have Dive Carriacou. They just reopened literally this week. They have been hit very, very hard by Hurricane Beryl, and we are very, very happy that they're back on the water. It's a family-owned PADI 5-star dive center located in Prickly Bay. They as well do pick up and drop off free of charge for cruisers. It's a very small boat as well, so very small groups, a very intimate type of diving, really nice. On Grenada, we have Aquanauts. It's a family-owned dive center, the only SSI dive center on the island. It's another type of diving organization and certification. All the rest of the dive centers are PADI. They have 4 dedicated boats for every activities with private jetty access. There are only 2 dive center on the island with private jetty access. All the other one will have to go from the beach. So that means like people will have to go in the water to climb on the boat. They offer diving, snorkeling trips and diving courses. They do adaptive diving, meaning for people in wheelchairs or with any type of visible handicap, even invisible handicap, like people with autism and some of these range of handicap. And they do the only dive center on the island who offers technical diving. They have some conservation initiative like aqua rangers, lionfish nights, where they educate people about the lionfish invasion in the Caribbean. They open every day. So it's a big organization. It's the biggest organization on the island. So that means that it's a bit bigger groups compared to, for example, the next one, Dive Grenada. They're located on Grenada Beach on the west side of the island, family-owned boutique dive operation, PADI 5-star dive center, and the Bizac Resort. Bizac Resort is for English people from UK. This is basically the PADI of UK. On Grenada Beach, 1 boat only, very small groups, and they have the artificial reef conservation project on Grenada Beach. That anyone, you don't have to go to Dive Grenada, but anyone can go on Grenada Beach, take their snorkel, mask, and fins, and just like go above. It's like pyramids, concrete pyramids, made of breeze blocks and pH neutral concrete, and it has been put in the water like 15 years ago, and it's full of life. So you have like obviously lots of corals. It attracts lots of fishes, but you can see squids, you can see octopus. It's really nice. Sorry. They open every day except on Sunday and public holidays. Ecodive is as well located on Grenada Beach. It's the only free diving center on the island as well, so on top of scuba diving and snorkeling. They're located in the Koyaba resort. As everyone does, scuba diving, snorkeling, tri dives. It's been owned for 12 years by a Canadian lady called Christine, and she's a marine biologist. So there's lots of coral restoration project that she's doing at the moment. Sorry. And they open every day. And then you have Scuba West Indies. It's a female-owned PADI 5-star dive center with private jetty access. We're located in the south of Grenada, in Prickly Bay, in the Calabash Hotel. And so this is my dive shop. So I'm just going to try to not go too far on it. I'm going to try to be neutral. We do small groups, very, very boutique style. And all our tri dives and courses are done on one-on-one. So everybody can just like go at their own pace. And our conservation initiatives are teaching local people to dive and to show them that they don't have to be afraid of what's under the water. So they can just help it protect it. All right, so that's my queue here. We open every day from 8 to 4. The prime time to go diving in Grenada is all the time. However, during hurricane season, it's rainy season, so sometimes August, September can be very murky due to the rain. But it's an amazing destination. It's a bit in the down low of the diving world, and we like to keep it this way. But it's a prime destination. For people who likes diving, who wants to come diving, excuse me, it's really nice in the sense of you can just like spend one day diving, and it's fine. But you can make a full week out of it if you want to. So yeah, thank you for listening to me. And I'm just gonna not share my thing anymore.
Well done, Julie. Really well done. My goodness, I learned so much. Wow, I think.
My pleasure.
And Samantha, you did great behind the scenes with some questions. So I see there's a couple more, but if you guys are okay, there's one on Facebook I would like to read out if you girls are okay. It's for Julie. Oksana is asking, can we pre-arrange dive certifications and courses for clients?
Yes, so I think you should go. Obviously, in that case, you contact directly the dive center. So if you need any, so I can be the point of communication and just like send you all the list of a dive center, and then you can make your choice, or your customer can make their choices. As I
Okay.
said, we all have different angle of services and offers. Even if it's diving, our primary action and our primary service, we all have different angles of how we do it. So more than happy to help.
Okay, there you go, Oksana on Facebook. That one's for you. And I see Julia is asking for Julie, and I know you did great, Sam, with helping out with the questions, so thank you. What is November and October like?
So it's still rainy. It starts to be less rainy. We start entering the dry season. Most of the time, Grenada is amazing, but we can't control the weather.
Yeah.
So most of the time, it's nice and clear water. But when it rains heavily for multiple days in a row, obviously the rain goes on the land and the land goes in the sea, and it can create a little bit murkiness. But if we have a little bit of current, in a day it's gone. But
Okay.
again, we can't control the forecast.
No, for sure, for sure. Brittany has to run on Zoom, but she said, thank you for all the amazing information. A client called and I missed a little bit, so I just need to go back to the webinar. So, Brittany, this has been recorded. That's why we do this. So, it's going to be on Sam and Seku's page later on, spoiledagent.com. Click on tourist boards, and there it is. But she said, I'm a certified rescue diver with shark, night cave, and deep diving specialties. Is there a particular dive center that you would promote for these different specialties? I would also love the form of all the recommendations of the dive centers.
So yeah, I can send you, Suzanne,
Yes,
like a PDF with all our informations.
perfect.
For a rescue diver with all these specialties, you can go everywhere on the island, basically. You can do wreck diving. Well, we do, because most of the dive centers, we have lots of different levels on the boat. But even if you are on the boat, we'll try to cater for you. So you can go to a nice deep shipwreck, and then the second dive, you'll go to a shallow one, to a shallow reef where everybody can enjoy.
Okay, that's great. Honestly, you did a great job of outlining everything. I'm not a diver, and I think I want to be one now. So thank you.
Yeah, but please come. More than happy.
For sure. Arlene on Zoom said, Julie, what's the best time to visit?
Well, I would say it depends on how you support heat or not.
Okay.
The best time when it's a little bit cooler here in Grenada is January, February, March, April. Beautiful. However, it's a bit windy on the water. Windy doesn't mean there's going to be current under the water. It's still really nice. But the dive sites, depending on the dive center, can go from 5 minutes to maximum 40 minutes of boat trip. And we keep in mind that every dive centers, we choose the dive sites on the day depending on forecast, and to keep safety first, and depending on diver levels. But no wind will be September to November, because winds picks up in December.
Hmm. Arlene, that's for you. Arlene's in the Newfoundland area, so she's familiar with the water around her for sure. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Julia said this was a great presentation. Thank you so much for all the information. Well done, ladies. Both of you, well done. Well, I think Sam, you're behind the scenes with your fingers going when Julie was speaking, so we really appreciate that. Um, and your time, ladies. And you've been blowing up our Facebook and Zoom and lots of great comments. We're going to share them with you because there's just so much here and I love it. We're also going to share all of the questions as well, just so you can read through it. And if there's someone specifically you guys wanted to reach out to, you're welcome to do that too. And I agree, Lynn, it was a very interesting presentation, something a little different. And there's nothing wrong with, pitching yourselves to a more of a niche market sometimes and doing something a little bit out of your comfort zone as agents because there's lots of potential there. Like look at me, I don't dive and this made me think maybe I should go diving. So you never know what people are looking for, right? Until you ask, for sure. Amazing. All right, well listen, and don't forget if anyone gets an email from Sekou or Sam next week, we're going to give them some time. It's $100 gift card. So open the email because they've been super generous and super generous with your time, Samantha and Julie. We really, really appreciate it. And all of our spoiled agents from across Canada for joining us, whether it's over your coffee or your lunch. We really appreciate it and all the support. And don't forget also our friends at the Grenada Tourism. They've also participated in our Travel Advisor Month. So they're also on the calendar. So don't forget to click on them and to also qualify for that too. Well, ladies, anything before we go? You're on mute, Sam.
I just want to thank everyone for showing up here today, giving us your time to take in some more information on Destination Grenada. I believe I've answered all of the questions that came my way, but in case you guys need more information, feel free to reach out to Sekou or myself, and we'll be happy to provide you with some recommendation, what to do in Grenada, where to eat, all of your questions. We're here to support you. So thank you all for being here today. And then Sekou will, after we've received the email, Sekou will then announce who that winner is of that $100 Amazon gift card. So thank you guys so much for being here today.
And Julie?
Well, thank you so much for listening to me blabbing about diving. And more than happy to welcome anyone who, certified diver or not, if you want to be certified, if you just want to try dive, if you want to snorkel, there's always something to do on the water in Grenada. Grenada is not just on land, it's a beautiful, beautiful island. I love living here, but it's as beautiful under the water that it is on land.
Fantastic. And Facebook friends, I see Jacinth just said Grenada's on my bucket list, ladies. So there you go.
Good.
Yes, Grenada, put Grenada on your bucket list. You won't be disappointed. We're known as that hidden gem. You come and you realize, oh, you guys have all of this going on here. So I think Grenada is that perfect destination for that.
Great. Well, have a great day, everyone. And thanks everyone for all their time and everything. We really appreciate it.